Lone Star stages, which is now our stage for Feast. And it's the first time I've walked on the Feast set, the bar. It's the first time I've walked on any set that was considered, my set. Walked in and I just like goosebumps. It was really freaky. Just kind of, creeping around, everybody, sawing and hammering and nailing, and it was pretty bitchin'. They tried to get rid of the ceiling yesterday.
I know, I heard. They're not getting rid of it.
They're not gonna get rid of it.
Well, I immediately looked to John Gulager, who here he is, a director in his own right, coming of age and standing on something that he never stood on before, his set. And that was really great. He had a big smile on his face.
Cover that, we'll treat this so that you can be out here a little bit, right? Follow somebody in if you need to.
And this is where I think he's going to step up even more, be more confident, realize that all these people are coming around him to support his vision.
Uh-oh, we all have to salute.
How's it going?
Oh, great. First time I've been on my set ever.
John has a very strong sense of inner strength, that he's kind of figured out what his place in the world is and what he thinks about his art, and whether somebody else agrees with him or not, I don't think he cares. And Joe, you happy with the script? How the script is going?
Well, it's always changing.
Yeah.
And I think it's still changing.
Actually, next door, Wes Craven was shooting all these pickups, for his film, and so he came over and said, "Hey, you want to come over and see the set?" And we all tried it next door. It was kind of neat.
So we're setting up the shot for the climactic moment where they chop his head off with a shovel. So, yeah, let me see you push it down in.
They shoot over several months. We're shooting over several weeks, and I just don't see being able to take the time and the care that they were taking on Wes's set.
They have salmon. I wonder if we're gonna have that.
Are we gonna have one of these? I doubt it.
We're back at 2 Hours in the Dark, which is Gary Tunnicliffe's company. We're going to see how he's progressed now on the monster creations.
Getting rather into the panic zone. If you imagine, decorating a house for 12 people and then trying to get them all to sign off on the same thing, it becomes a thankless task. My biggest worry was Junior Beast. I wanted to find out if that was going to be the right size. John was kind of wanting it smaller.
I kind of maybe envisioned a little bit more of that childlike thing,
This is permanently a case of trying to get producers and directors to kind of go where I want them to go, I've been making creatures for 15, 20 years, and you tend to have a good idea of what works on camera. Because if it looks like a normal person, usually what happens is the audience goes, "Oh, it's a kid in a suit," Can we talk birth sacs?
Yeah.
Sure. But this would kind of be the first thing that drops out, and it would be steaming and kind of swelling a little bit. And then, it would go to that size, and then, insert sections of push and pull and tear and rip,
That looks good to me. How about you?
So, I want a size reference on this.
In the movie, there's this sex scene between Papa Beast and Mama Beast, so Gary took it upon himself to build this monster genitalia.
So, initial thoughts? I knew John would just go, "Whoa, good Lord, look at that. It's, wow."
And it's just like this sort of reject from Boogie Nights. It's this huge, giant monster package.
I put on my thinking cap.
It was literally like, standing in a men's room with some guy going, "Look at this." Everyone was just like...
During prep, you're always worried about the final rating of your film. Seeing the giant, erect monster package basically would be an NC-17. So I don't think that's going to end up in our movie.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much.
As far as casting goes, we're supposed to start shooting 2 weeks from today. Dimension came down with their approvals today.
Do we put him back
Katrina
in
likes Navi.
Does she? Good.
I'm probably having more influence than maybe I normally would on a movie.
So we got Bob to sound off on a few things.
Good.
Bob's cool with Henry Rollins.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
All right. Krista Allen, Tuffy. Everybody here's like Navi's second reading. We like Navi for heroin.
I gotta show Mike and Joel that.
Okay.
You know, you haven't given me any good news yet.
By the way, that was Mike talking. That, for me, it's good news.
I know.
So you're ready to lock Navi?
Yes.
We'll look at her second reading then.
When Nick said that Navi was approved for heroin, I was pretty shocked. I had no idea that she was still on a list, quite honestly. These are the people we have to go out to now. There's no discussion.
In terms, let me tell you this. Henry and Navi are like people that we can go out to.
I mean, the heroin and the toughies aren't even on our list that we sent you last
You didn't
night.
even see Navi's second audition.
You know what? I've seen a lot of Navi.
We didn't even know that Michelle had submitted her to Dimension, and we hadn't even seen her second audition to say yay or nay, and John was absolutely clear that he did not want her in the part.
All right?
Yep.
Alrighty, man. Thanks.
When we got the final word, I felt like we were casting a movie that didn't appease the producer and didn't appease the director.
Are you gonna tell John any of this or no?
Of course. Right.
Let's look at Navi's second reading.
Well, I'd love it to be more.
I totally disagree with you. I'm gonna call Rona. I'm pissed.
I felt that maybe Michelle was gaming the system a little bit. It was clear that she wanted Navi in the role, and I think she might have gone through some back channels to get that done.
Stop. You bitch. You can risk your life, but not mine. My daughter is no more than 20 miles from here waiting for me. I have much reason to get out of this place as you do.
It's kind of flat. If she ramped it up 20% and put a little emotion into it and a little conviction, the question is, does she get there? What do you think?
She gets there with a good director.
This whole idea of now we've got Henry that's going to need someone to work with. Now we got Navi as a star of the movie, needs someone to work with.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he hired to direct the film, not to just have people show up?
I'm not going to blame that's on him. I'm frustrated right now.
Okay. So you want to talk to John?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Where is he?
I know John. He's got his cup to the wall.
What's up, guys? Nick told me there might be some make offers today, so I thought, I thought it was going to be a fun day to come by, but from the look on what's going on here, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd come by, say hi, see how everybody was doing it. And when I walked in, Joel, Mike, Michelle, Don, John, had all obviously just heard some piece of news about casting.
So basically, Nick called and Bob weighed in. Henry Rollins is coach.
Okay.
They really loved Krista Allen as Tuffy.
Who is she?
Well, I mean, besides the fact that she was a Baywatch babe years and years ago, she has this George Clooney series coming out that's going to be big, and John thinks she's cheesy and was very much against it.
Well, what can I say? I kind of, wanted Diane to play that part.
Bob likes Navi for heroin.
I was pretty shocked. She wasn't even on a list that we sent to Dimension of possible heroines. Even Mike was kind of scratching his head about that one.
What about this Navi lady? I mean, that's the biggest surprise.
I'm a little perturbed just because I felt like, here we are, we list 8 people here that we want to make offers to, not one of them show up. So I feel like I've lost. Even though I don't think Navi's right to play heroin, the studio is really behind her, wants her in this movie, so she's going to be in the movie.